constant contact with God. But first, please help my humble channel to grow. Like, subscribe, share, comment, any combination thereof. Why? Because you're beautiful on the inside and on the outside. Now that's why. So that's ultimately what we need in order to find our way or experience the Lord carrying us through this life as a TI, okay, in the midst of all of this targeting and all of the agents, in a safe, sound, sane, smooth, successful way, in a way in which God will make our lives get better and better to the point of thriving in the midst of all this targeting. What y'all is missing out on, because this has been my experience as the months and years pass, quite frankly, my life gets better and better. The targeting hasn't changed. God has become stronger. God shields me more. God leads me more. God turns the people that need to be turned toward me. And these people are targeting me, but they still help me get housing. And the whole housing, both housing was a trap in and of itself, but the Lord turned that into a blessing as well. You got to start paying your tithes and offerings, guys. I really wish you would read these scriptures and you would follow them. Okay? Matthew 25, Ezekiel 16, Psalms 41, verses 1 and 2, Matthew 25, throughout the Bible, God's word says that if you help the poor, if you pour yourself out for the poor, if you sacrifice for the poor, you will be blessed. And a lot of you TIs, you have more faith in what that money can do to alleviate the pain of being a TI than you do in God. That's why you refuse to pay your tithes and offerings. Many of you won't pray. Or if you do pray, it's maybe a few minutes a day. You need to tithe your time to the Lord. What is 10% of the day? It's 2 hours and 24 minutes. I want you to get to know the Lord. One of the hardest parts of being a TI is just I do not have one single person who's doing what I'm doing, who I can be friends with, who primarily our discussions would be centered around the goodness of God, the greatness of God, how well he carries us through all of this targeting, versus they did this to me, they did that to me, I'm above them, they can't harm me, they did this to me, they did that to me, and just completely contradicting yourself and just being obsessed with being a TI. I love it's hard not to be obsessed with the Lord because he's carrying me through all of this. I see new miracles every morning and every night. But you TIs, you'll judge me. You'll just for not even for being in the gay lifestyle, just for saying homosexuality isn't sin. You'll judge me and you'll say, God's not going to bless you. You're sitting there saying homosexuality is not sin, which I don't say anymore. The Lord has changed me. But you elevate that sin, but then your own sin of not helping the poor, you'll justify that and act like you don't need to do it. And then you lose out on all of these blessings because you don't want to be held accountable. The love of money is the root of all evil. The fact that you will not live a sacrificial life. Jesus called us to live our lives to be a living sacrifice. And a lot of you beautiful born-again TIs, you won't sacrifice going on a vacation or buying new clothes or buying all kinds of crap you don't need so that you can sponsor children in the third world and save human beings' lives. How do you expect to have God's blessings? I want this for you. God bless.